Good afternoon. This is YC. Welcome to my channel, YC Cooks and Bakes. Today I am going to be making a deep dish chicken pot pie. And it's hot here in South Carolina right now, so I'm just going to put it in a pan that I can use in my toaster oven. And my husband's going into work 2 hours early. You know, when you get those calls where you got to hurry up and come up with an idea, you got to act quicker, it's a weekday. You know, I wanted to give him something that would feed him and hold him for his 10-hour shift and something, really delicious. And this would be it. And so because it's a weekday and we're having to, act in a hurry to get something, we are going to use pastry that is already made. But a lot of times I make my own. And if you've ever seen my apple pie video, you know I can make pastry. But I rolled this to kind of like a square because that's the shape of my pan, my deep dish. And I'm just using Corningware. And I'm going to use all good, wholesome, natural ingredients, nothing out of a freezer pack, and no canned soup, none of that. We want this to be nutritious and pack a good punch at lunchtime so that everybody feels great seasonings. And I wanted you to see, I took a whole platter of chicken and I roasted it in my toaster oven with lots of good spices. And I cut each piece like this, so you can have small little chicken pieces inside your pie. And I wanted you to see that I did that just to make the chicken, go quicker, but really tasty. And packs, with lots of flavor. Okay. And I am not going to subject you to cutting every piece. They're already cut ahead of time. And you can see I got black pepper and everything in here. So in our chicken, we're going to use all wholesome, good ingredients. This was an onion I chopped up, carrots, the baby carrots that I chopped up, and this is a little bit of corn I had. And I also chopped up a potato because I just want to have potato in this one for some reason. Sometimes we use potato in it, sometimes we don't. Okay, so you want at least 3 or 4 cups of vegetables. And because I noticed that the potato and the carrots and corn and everything didn't have any green, I am going to add a can of green beans, like this. Okay. And then I was thinking, if you have green beans, you gotta have mushrooms. So I'm putting these in. And if you're wondering why I'm using the products I am using, you want everything to be able to cook up evenly in the same amount of time. And that way the chicken's not raw and all that. And the potatoes were cut really small so that they would be done. Okay, and I'm probably going to cook this between 375 and 400 for 45 to 55 minutes. I am going to use my toaster oven today because it's warm right now in South Carolina. So hang on one second and I will go get a spoon to mix all this up. Okay, I'm back and I'm just mixing up all of the, the corn and the green beans and the potatoes and the onions, carrots and all that good stuff with the chicken. And when I get this all mixed, I am going to pour it into my deep dish. Okay. So I will let you see. Goodness in this. And we're going to dump it in here because I like to fill a bowl way too much, just like my husband says. Okay. All right. Okay, this should be good. I don't want to overfill it, you know. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the sauce. First of all, I use a whisk, and I melt about, 4 tablespoons of butter, and I use about 4 heaping teaspoons, of flour. And I make, after, sauteing some garlic in the butter, I make a roux with it. So it's like thick, kind of like a paste. And then I pour in a cup of half and half and a cup and a half of chicken bouillon, chicken broth. And that's how I make my sauce. And it's made from scratch, and it's really, really delicious. And you can see the color of it. It thickens up because there is flour and everything in this. It gets really thick, and it's very, very flavorful. And you can actually add more chicken granules to it if you need more flavor in it. But that is our sauce and for our deep dish pie. Okay. And I'm going to use this, I think, to put in it and pour, because I don't want to overdo it, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can see. Try to tilt you forward. And you have to taste it before you get it to the point where you want to put it in your food, you know what I mean? Before it gets to this stage, you want to taste it. Make sure it has enough salt, pepper, all your good spices that you like to have in your pie. And I'm going to use my wooden spoon, and I'm going to make sure that it's getting down to the bottom, because you want all this goodness to get all the way through it. Okay, I think that is enough, and some of it is going to still go down. I'm going to show you. I'm going to lift you up and show you. And you want to kind of roll it out like the shape of your dish. Right now, you know it's round. Oops. Let me back you up a bit. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to fold it this way. Bring our dish over here. Like this and like that. And you can see that it covered it. See? It covered it. Okay. Ugh. Sorry I'm moving you around so much. Anyway, that's my, we're gonna, usually you fold it over with the other piece, but this has a mind of its own. And we're gonna make some holes, you know, in the top of it, so that when it starts cooking, it can let off some of that steam and it won't, you know, overflow so much. I think I'm gonna put a pan under this. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, I mean, it is just, this is the hottest point of the day. You wake up, stuff all over the counter, you wake up freezing, and then by this time of day, it is boiling in here. It's awful. Okay. Hear the neighborhood kids? We have the door open. They're so quiet, aren't they? Okay. I'm warm. I'm going to use my kitchen scissors and stab this. Okay. I'm just going to make little holes all over. There. Now I can get this in the oven, and it'll be ready by the time I have to leave to go to his work. See? So tonight, dinner idea is deep dish chicken pot pie. And I hope everybody has a great evening. Good night.